Hi again. Thank you for choosing In My Shoes. I'm Hilda Kathy Broady, your host. Remember, we at In My Shoes are taking a different approach to service in the world. So get your pen and your paper because we don't have commercials and we would like for you to get all of the information. I have a wonderful guest today. I'd like to welcome Ms. Dayna Donovan.
Nice meeting you.
How you know? We met already.
Yeah.
Welcome, welcome. Remember that I am a member of the New York, well, I was a member of the New York City Reentry Consortium. And I used to go up to Bedford Hills, Sing Sing, and I forgot the other prison, but it's across the street.
Taconic.
Thank you. Pitiful, pitiful. Anyway, I met Ms. Donovan up there, and she remembered me.
Yeah.
And I wanted you to come on, and you wanted to come on to discuss some things so that maybe we can help some people not land there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, you have on your shoe already, so you're already in my shoe.
Yes.
So talk to me.
First, I would like to share that I caught my ex-fiancé cheating on me, and that was the most horrific experience that I ever could have went through, and I wish no woman ever go through it. Yet, if they do go through it, I wish they not follow my route, so I'm going to share. I caught them cheating, and I just shot them up. He ran. She got the blunt end of the situation, and it was a traumatizing experience. I have been incarcerated for 9 years. I was 24 when the incident happened. My daughter was 6, going on 7, and she's now 16, and I'm now 33. What I would like to share is it took me going to prison and being with women that have life, learning their experiences and how they are surviving. Because me, I'm thinking like 25 to life, I'm killing myself, you know?
Oh.
And it's been times when I've thought about it, but by the grace of God, you know, he gave me the strength to just continue on and fight through. I basically want to share that because I don't want women to ever go through what I've been through. It's traumatizing, and it's like you have to be resilient, work on your inner body. And when I say that, I mean everything that I believed in, I realized being incarcerated with the women that have life and them helping me and talking to me, that everything that I've believed in was wrong. My mother used to say, oh, if one of y'all fight, y'all all fight. You know, that's normal, regular hood mentality because I'm from Astoria Projects. And although I know my mother did her best, I know today that that's not the right way to go. And it took women that's incarcerated to teach me this.
Wait, when your mother was saying, what, like if somebody was fighting
yeah, like
with
me
you?
and like my brothers or my cousins, you know, it's a bunch of us in the projects or whatever. She'll say, if one of y'all fight, all of y'all fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, if
Each
one of y'all,
other? Or?
No, if one of y'all fight somebody in the street, all of y'all fight. Everybody goes.
Oh, okay.
Everybody.
Okay, well, I kind of know where she was coming from with that because when we were younger, it was if somebody messed with my little sister, all of us, and my mother had 13, were going after whoever that person was. And now we've also learned now, perhaps maybe we need to discuss things.
Right. Absolutely.
Instead of busting the head.
Right.
I mean, we should run our mouths a little bit more.
Right.
It's less problematic later on.
Right.
Except that, and it's a different time now, though, because when we fought then,
it was just fighting.
We didn't pick up
weapons.
No, not weapons. Your hand was your weapon.
Right.
You know, and if you were really, 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 really bad, you used your foot. You kicked somebody.
Right.
And that was the worst that.
Yeah.
So it's a whole lot different now. And you're much younger than I am, so you're 2 generations behind us. So they've changed quite a bit. But your mother is closer to my age, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've changed.
We've
absolutely.
Matured.
I had always wanted to, when I said I wanted to go into the prisons as people were coming in the door, though.
Okay.
Just so that you're going to be spending some time here. You may be spending a whole lot of time here. When you come out, what are you going to do?
Right.
So if you spent the time while you were there preparing for your exit,
Right.
then you could step right into real life and not
Right.
try to make up for lost time
Yeah.
once you get out. And unfortunately, the prison system hasn't quite caught up with our way of thinking that.
Oh, absolutely.
They've gotten a lot better.
Yeah, they have more programs, but I think they need to have more, like, okay, I have 39 college credits that I got from Bedford Hills. I was in Marymount Manhattan College. And that's a blessed program. And as well as the Parenting Center. The Parenting Center, they bring your kids up to visit you once a month. And that's a blessing, because being incarcerated, you need to, you know, keep that bond with your child.
And your child
it's
needs
imperative.
to have that bond.
Absolutely. And it's imperative that they learn everything that you're going through. Not hiding things and being strong and tough and saying, yeah, I got it. No, you don't have it. I didn't have it. And sometimes I cried, I screamed, and I kicked. And that's something that I needed to share with my daughter. That way she know, you know, firsthand what I'm going through. So she don't ever make this decision. Or if she have a friend that's going through a similar, you know, domestic violence or a similar situation, she can speak to them accordingly. So, but I think that they need more modern programs.
Okay, so tell me what they have. And
I already elaborated on the college program.
but in order to get into that college program,
okay, so I got my GED on Rikers Island. So you have to have your GED. And you could get your GED there as well. And you register for college, you take the test, you pass, you get in.
Okay.
And the Parenting Center, if you want to stay in contact, communicate with your children, it's a lot of things, you know, you could do with yourself, but that should definitely be a main factor in doing your time.
Right, because you don't want to just spend your time. It's supposed to be about rehabilitation.
Absolutely. But you have to rehabilitate yourself.
Well, the system is not built to rehabilitate at this point in time.
Absolutely not.
We call it the new slavery.
Yeah.
Because they have free labor.
Yeah.
Well, not free labor, because some people get 40 cents an hour, so that's not free. It's almost free.
Yeah.
But we were saying...
But you can't, with 40 cents, when you shop, you're only going to be able to get, what, 3 soups? You need deodorant, lotion, toothpaste. So it's really not helping you out. You got to do other things to get what you need.
That's calling on your family to put money in the commissary for you, because you need... People think when they go to prison that it's the prison is going to take care of you. And unfortunately, it's the bare minimum that you're going to...
Absolutely. And most people don't have their family. You know, I went to this V-Day event when I was in Bedford. I think this was the hardest thing I ever encountered. Even with my situation, I think this was the hardest thing I ever encountered. So we were in the V-Day event. So what happens is it's like a pamper your day, you know, Valentine's Day, you pamper your day or whatever. So I was sitting in a chapel. It takes place in the chapel, and the ladies that was hosting, they said, "Oh, so all of the women that is in contact with their children, come up and get a rose." So I stood up and I got a rose. It was maybe like 20 of us that stood up and got a rose. And then she said, "I want all of the women that have never seen their kids the whole time they've been incarcerated to stand up." And it was the whole chapel. And there was maybe like 50 people, and I cried. I cried so hard. Just walking to someone, you know, I couldn't imagine, like, and then there was this one lady, she had like 50 to life, never seen your kids. And then I had a conversation, and it wasn't like she had like a child crime or anything. It was that her family just believed that prison is a horrible place, and kids don't
belong in.
Exactly.
You think that way, because we do. Because I know that I have a nephew who's serving, I think he's serving 30 to life. And I've never been to see him, and he's been there years.
Oh, man, he needs support.
He has his mom, he has his sister, but I'm my mother's daughter, And my mother said, you break the law, see you when you get out. Not feeling you. Not feeling you because you had choices and you made the wrong choice. And it wasn't that you didn't have support, familial support. You decided that you were going to do that. And I ain't going. Sorry, not going to do it. And my mother held firm on that. And I'm my mother's daughter on that one because we provide too many alternatives.
Yeah.
So if that's where you want to be,
Yeah.
see you when you get out.
Just a card, just a simple card, a line of inspiration, because when your family is down, you need your family to pick you back up. Because if not, where else can you go? You seek other things, and they just might not be good. Being in prison, like 2 days before I was released, like I was in a yard, and there was this young girl, beautiful, young Spanish girl. She was ODing on drugs, dope. She took heroin, then she took some pills, and then the last thing was Suboxone, and it was crazy. She was on the floor flopping, just eating the grass. Yeah, she was hallucinating. It was horrible, horrible experience.
So the system is not set up to keep the drugs out.
Please.
I know. I've heard about some of the
unsavory things
Thank
that
you.
go on. Right.
That go on in the prisons. That we're supposed to be protecting even inmates. Inmates are supposed to be protected.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, you're non-people. That's what it seems to me, is that you're a non-person because you're less than a slave.
Yeah, but not all officers. There are some good officers that's there that I was able to, they'll see me and be like, oh, you know, something looks off. Are you okay? And I'll be able to cry and vent to them. You know, there are some good officers and there are some mean ones. And, you know, the administration, I think they need to be revamped because all the women, no matter how long you've been incarcerated, no matter how good you're going for yourself, you're broken. You know, you're separated from your family, your loved ones. You're not in tune with society. You're broken. Yet administration will use that to their advantage. They'll get their little snitches to tell them whatever they want to tell them, use them up, and then they throw them to the wolves. They tell the people, that's the person that snitched on you. And guess what? Guess what happens after that?
In the population.
Exactly. So it's like a catch-22. It's like there's some good and there's some bad, unfortunately. So it's like, where do we go? We have to stick together. Whatever good that we have to stick to that.
I know, because we were trying to, like I used to go to the parole office in New Rochelle and do video conference with people who were about to come out just so that I could do some career planning.
Oh, good.
And they stopped the program.
Really?
But I thought that it was helpful because it gave people, okay, you're spending time here and you're doing this and you're doing this and you're doing this. The reality is that if you don't do this, this, and this, then you're going to have difficulty. Not saying that I had all the solutions, but I have information that people need.
Right.
And I was trying to provide it to the ladies, and
that's
they
a
could
blessing.
ask real questions, and I'm a licensed mental health counselor. You know, you can say a whole lot of stuff to me, and I'm also a voc rehab counselor, and I also did job placement, so I had it all.
Yeah.
Let's go. What do you need? Talk to me, and I could convince people that maybe they need to do a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Absolutely.
Because I want that segue. If this is not working out for you, you don't want to always go back to the drawing board.
Right.
But if you do plan A, plan B, and plan C, then you know, okay, if this doesn't work out, then there's an easy segue into my next plan.
Absolutely.
But people say, I'll do anything. And there's so many ways I can say, you're putting yourself up to fail if you'll do anything because, and I used to ask my clients, will you shovel doo-doo in Alaska?
In Alaska?
And they look, well, I'll do anything.
Christ.
They said, I'll do anything.
Right,
so that's
right.
anything.
Yeah.
So I try to say, well, what is it that you love? What is it that you want?
Right.
Okay, so you don't know what you want to do. What do you hate?
Right.
Because then we're not going to walk in that direction.
Right.
You know, and what is it that you need? Have you done a budget? Do you know how much rents are? Now, people who are incarcerated, rents are a lot higher now
Right.
than they were before. So you have to earn more. So are you prepared for that?
Right.
And the system is not sending you out with lots of money.
Right.
They're sending you out with, somebody told me that they,
$40.
40?
$40. That's what I got
Wow.
2 weeks ago.
So that and, no, that's not even a monthly Metro Pass. And you're supposed to fend for yourself.
Yeah, and especially if you've been incarcerated for a long period of time, you know, you don't know where anything is at. This, you know, the cell phones. I don't even know how to use the cell phone.
Don't feel bad. I don't either.
It's horrible.
Don't feel bad. I don't.
Oh my God, directions. I'm like, I don't know. And then, you know, it can be overwhelming.
It can be, and they actually have places that you can go to learn that.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can go to Brooklyn Library. You go to Crown Army Plaza Library. They have computer training. They can teach you how to use your equipment. I won't go because I don't want to know. But that's only because I shouldn't say it like that. I think that a telephone is, I'm supposed to talk to you on the phone.
And that's it.
And text. I don't want to go on the computer because it's little. I don't need to be going on Facebook on my telephone. It's a telephone. So why do I have to know all these things? And people say, well, you sent me a group text. And I'm laughing because I'm thinking, really?
What's that?
Really? I did. I said, I didn't know my phone did that. Because I had a less progressive phone before. I had a BlackBerry. And you just talk and text. And I couldn't get any. And then water fell on it. And it died. So now I have I'm upgraded to Android something.
I got an Android.
Oh, I hate it.
Why?
Because it's giving me traffic alerts and
I think that's good.
Why? If I'm in my house, I don't need a traffic alert. Right. I'm in my house. Where am I driving to in my house? But I don't need all of that. But I understand what you're saying about you'd like to be brought up to the times, and unfortunately, there's no program that says, well, let me let you know what's been going on in the past.
What's going on now?
So that when you step out, you're not doing this.
Right, lost.
You feel like a stranger in a strange land because it is. It really is. And there's no intermediary place that, unfortunately. Actually, you can actually go to some of the consortiums, the reentry consortiums that they have, and they will help you to.
Where is that at?
I'll give you that information. I'll give you that information because
so much.
They're in Brooklyn. They're in Brooklyn. They're in the Bronx. I think there's one in Queens also. See, the services are there, but they don't share. That.
Yeah, they don't tell us.
How
can we get there?
Well, you have to go like this, flip a coin, and hopefully. But we're there, and we've been there for a minute because we were saying before, send the people home the right way.
Right.
Because we don't ever want you to go back. Okay, so now you're home and you're saying, I need this, 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 and this. And that should have been done while you were still there so that when you came out, you knew, go here, go here, go here. And unfortunately, now you at least I was up there and you met me because I know everything. No, I don't know everything. I know a lot of stuff. And I have no problem sharing. And most of the people that I interact with say, what else do you need? How can I help you? And that's a good thing because we're all paying it forward.
Yeah.
You know, because therefore for the grateful God go I. And we understand that. And we understand that. And I'm not sitting in judgment of you. I sit in judgment of my nephew because he was my godson and I taught him better.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm pissed with him and I'm still mad at him.
People make mistakes. You got to let him make it.
He made his mistake.
When it's his time to come, he going to come. He ain't going to know it, slapped him in the face. God going to be like, get over here, and that's it.
Well, he's in college now, and he's doing what he's supposed to do while he's there. But I'm just saying, wasted 18 years. And
it might save his life.
It could have because I think a lot of his friends, and then my other nephew, I don't know how old he is now. He on his 18th birthday, he decided he wanted to get drunk and disorderly. And he ran out of money, so he went to rob somebody. Oh, man. And it happened to be 2 Marines.
Really?
So they beat him.
Jesus Christ.
Sent him to ICU, and now he's doing 30 to life because it's Virginia. And in Virginia, you go to jail for armed robbery, and you stay there. And we try to teach young people now, you don't want to step left.
Yeah.
New York is less problematic than Virginia and down south, but still, why give up one day of
New
your
York
life?
Is less?
Less than Virginia. Less than Virginia. Less than New Jersey.
Really?
Yes. But still a lot. I mean, one day of loss of your freedom is too many days.
Absolutely. 1 hour.
Thank you. So that's what I'm saying is you don't have to go that way because there's other things that we can do.
Right.
I mean, I was angry for so many years. I was mad at my mother. I was mad at my stepfather. I was mad at everybody. But I took it out on them by going to the library.
Right.
You know, I'm going to do real good just because you said that I wasn't. And I know that I am.
That's good.
You know, so when I got my master's, they said, how did you do that? And I said, I did it to spite you.
Oh, that's a blessing.
You know, but it made, because they said I wasn't going to amount to anything. And I kept saying, I'm smart. Y'all don't know, because I got pregnant when I was 13.
Yeah.
And I said, y'all don't know what went on before that.
Right.
So you don't know what happened to me. All you see is this.
Right.
I'm still going to do what I have to do.
That's right.
You know, so, and I had my master's by the time I was 23. So Hilda ain't playing that. You know, you want to live on the train? I lived on the train.
Really?
Yeah. Freshman year, I was like, Then I went to a counselor and said, I need some help.
Right.
Can you get me the dorm?
Right.
I'm an emancipated minor.
Right.
And he was like, because I was 17. And they were going, he said, you what? I said, I live on the A train. And he said, because I got off at 59th Street, I went to Fordham, A train, 59th Street, just walked in. I wasn't funky or anything. I go visit somebody. They gotta take a bath.
Right.
Can you use a shower?
Aww.
And
nobody know.
What was I telling them for? You know, and the counselor said, okay, let me see what I can do. And I said, that's okay. Once I'm there, I'll be good. I'll be okay. I didn't realize that dorms, they put you out at the end of the semester. So at the end of the semester, they said, you have to move all your stuff out. And I was like, back on the train.
Aww.
So, but I had, you know, I finally told my aunt, I need some help here.
Right.
I said, because if I could just sleep on your couch.
Right.
just for a couple of months until school opens back up again, I'll make sure this doesn't happen again.
Right.
And she let me sleep on her couch. After the second semester, I slept on her couch. And I drove her crazy because it was a non-smoking house.
Right. That's good.
And I smoked. And they just couldn't understand, you ain't got money for this and you ain't got money for that, but you got money for cigarettes.
Right.
And I kept saying, but cigarettes are cheaper than food.
They are.
They were. And a pack of cigarettes, you can make a pack of cigarettes last 2-3 days. But if you buy chicken wings, that's only going to be for today.
Yeah, you're right.
So, and if you smoking, you ain't eating.
Right.
So everybody kept saying, why are you still fat? And I said, I don't understand that either. And they understood. And it, one thing after other, because our kids, we're teaching our kids now, you know, you need to work.
Absolutely. Education is a must.
You need to work, and you need school, and you can do both. And unfortunately, our younger people don't realize that you have to do both now at this time. And I said, I carried 16 credits a semester, and I worked 3 part-time jobs. And they kept saying, well, because my friends actually thought I didn't study.
Really?
We never seen you with a book. And I'm looking at them like, what do you think I did on the train?
Right.
I said, I got on and I read. I didn't look at the neighbors and look at what was going on. I read my books.
Right.
Because you couldn't read on the job.
Right. You got to do what you got to do.
You know, so it wasn't that, and our people don't know that. And I'm trying to let them know that, and it's okay. Because time is going to go by no matter what you do. And you owe it to yourself, first and foremost. You owe it to yourself to be the best that you can be.
You could be, absolutely. Absolutely.
You owe it to yourself. Because we're here for a reason. I wasn't quite sure about that for a long time. I kept saying, when I was 11, I didn't want to be here anymore. And then a priest helped me understand that you don't make those choices.
Right.
That you're here, and he actually made me see that there's more to life than just the bad things that were happening. All I could see was I had no escape because I had 2 men raping me. So where am I going? I couldn't go home because it was there, and I couldn't go to my grandmother's house because it was there. Where are you going? So I'm going to God. And then he explains, But if you hurt yourself, God is not going to let you come home.
Right. You're absolutely right.
I didn't realize that you don't decide when you're going home to God. God decides that for you. You know, so I kind of learned that. So I'm feeling bad about what's happening with the priests today, because you think that the church is a sanctuary.
Yeah, safe zone. Yeah, it's just a sickness.
You know,
Some people are sick.
It lets you know that it's everywhere, because I was getting upset when it was happening in the schools. It was like, because my school, the school library was my haven. I could go in there and I could travel, because you could read, go anywhere you wanted to go. Nobody was going to hurt you there, because the teacher was right there to help you. And that was my haven. And then I heard that teachers were molesting kids. And I was like,
it's horrible.
The sickness is everywhere. Now you're hearing priests who are doing the same thing. And you know that the devil is everywhere.
Everywhere. That's why we need to teach our children to value themselves and speak up.
And to tell. Well, we didn't tell, because because pedophiles threaten.
Yeah, but speak up. If they say, I told my daughter, listen, I said, if somebody said, I'm going to rape you, and if you tell your mother I'm going to kill your mother, tell them do it.
But we
do it.
In the 50s, who are you going to tell? Who are you going to tell?
Your mother.
It's a lot. No. Because found out later that it happened to her.
Okay.
And it's perpetual. It's perpetual.
But you got to break that cycle.
Well, now we are. Now we're running, we're screaming it from the rafters. And this now. But back then, you didn't say anything. Yeah. You didn't say anything. And you held it. And most of the time, you blamed yourself. My fault. And how could... What big heads we had to think that we could
have control over that. I know it's horrible. Yeah, it's okay.
Making you step in the wrong direction, and that's we owe it to your younger people now to demonstrate that there are consequences, because we didn't know that there were consequences for them. Because I did speak up when I think I was 8 or 9, and my mother took me to the precinct, and the cop said that I had a vivid imagination, and I could say everything that happened. But I had a vivid imagination. How does an 8 or 9?
That's because back then it was accepted. You know, it was just accepted. It was just a way of life.
Yeah, because I heard, what happens in your house stays in your house. Yeah. And I'm like, no, if it's something...
That was another one.
What happens in my house and that's detrimental to me is I'm blasting. I'm putting it on blast now.
Absolutely, you got to speak up.
Social media has helped a lot, because people are telling people now. I'm telling on you.
Yeah.
I'm telling on you. Some people are even not telling the truth about stuff and making stuff up. Yeah. So now it's going in the other direction as well.
It's being distorted.
For real. And it's scary. It's scary that way too, because I don't want anybody to get it. I think God took care of the pedophiles that messed with me.
Absolutely.
They died not good deaths.
Absolutely.
And we didn't have, and it wasn't only me. So it was a lot of us. But we could never have done to the oldest one what God did, because he died of prostate cancer in a psychiatric ward, with nobody ever going to see him all alone.
Is the Lord's.
And who could ask for anything better than that?
Yeah.
He should have lived longer and suffered, and suffered more. That's all I said.
I get it.
I think he should have lived to be 100.
I know.
But at least I know that it's not up to us to take it out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We need to live our lives, and we need to live the best lives that we can live.
And it's okay if someone, do something wrong. And I had to learn this in prison. It's okay if someone does something wrong. It's how I react. Exactly. That's what counts. If somebody do something that hurt me, I could speak about it. Listen, hey, you said this to hurt my feelings. And if they're positive, they're positive. And if they're nasty, I just keep it moving. But I don't have to react in that violent manner. And it plays a part in how I was raised. That's why I had to rewire my whole thinking. I really did. And it might sound corny, but what helped me was every time a negative thought came in my head, I'd be like, ooh, God forgive me, remove that negative thought. I said it over and over and over until it was like second nature.
That's it. And as long as you're doing positive things, it's really hard for negative to
to step in
when you're being positive. you know.
And surrounding myself with positive people. I need strong, empowered black women, white women, whatever, it don't matter. But strong, empowered women in my corner.
This is the time of women, because Me Too has said, you ain't doing this no more to any of us. We're not taking it.
Right.
You know, and we don't have to.
Right.
And you don't have to punch their lights out either.
I know. And I wish I was strong. I wish I was that strong woman that could just walk away. But I was weak. And
You was in love.
I was in lust.
Oh.
I should have left him. He wasn't the man for me. I saw the signs. It's signs, ladies. It's signs.
It's signs?
Okay.
What signs did you see?
Okay, so like the conversation. Okay, so he treated me, you know, real good. He made me feel happy like I was the only one, yet he was getting calls, he was getting texts, you know what I'm saying? And didn't want to, you know, if I say, who is that? What you want to, you know, they get defensive. That's a sign. Another sign is disappearing for a substantial amount of time. That's a sign. You know, but I didn't look at it like that. I was like, hey, that's my man. I don't care. We engaged, da-da-da-da-da. You know, we going to get married. No. You have to pay attention to the warning signs. You have to. It's imperative.
We tend to not. We want to put it to the, and you can fix him.
Not want to see it.
You can fix him.
Oh, yeah, I could fix him. He 42 years old. I'm 24. What was I fixing? Okay. Just need to know when to let it go. And it's okay.
See, so I thought you were in love. You said I was in lust.
I thought I was in love, but that wasn't love. It couldn't be.
Love is supposed to be pure and not hurt.
Yeah, and gentle and kind. How can I love someone and I'm ready to kill you? I was ready to kill that man. That's not love.
No, that's...
The minute you hurt me, I want to hurt you. No. I didn't love myself. I didn't.
Because my mother said, walk away.
Yes, I wish I was that strong woman to walk away.
That's what my mother used to say. He don't love you, walk away.
Right.
And if he's worth it, he'll do what he'll do what needs to be done so that you'll have him back. Not that because they always gonna come back.
They always come back. Right.
You see a good woman, you're gonna keep coming. But if he's worthwhile, then he's gonna do what he needs to do to make sure he doesn't lose you, because you know who you are.
Absolutely.
And you know what you have. And it took a long time for me to accept that I'm all right.
Right.
I'm okie dokie.
Right.
And she was like, when you grow up, and I said, when am I going to grow up? When am I going to grow up?
Right.
Because I was in my 30s before I really sat down and said, look at this another way.
Right.
I ain't running nowhere, though. I'm not running. I ran to the Bronx. No, I came to I didn't run to I came to the Bronx. I came to the Bronx as a Fordham student.
Okay.
And I liked it here. So I stayed.
Okay.
You know, and I kept saying, because Brooklyn wasn't very, very good to me.
Right.
So I blamed the borough.
Whatever works.
I blamed the borough.
Whatever
and
works.
I said, it's okay that I'm in the Bronx, because I wasn't that far. I could get on the train and go back to Brooklyn. And I do occasionally drive to Brooklyn, but it's not my most favorite place. Okay. Because I have bad memories. I went to 7 elementary school, so it was, all of that was going on in those. So it's just new neighborhoods that I can say, well, that was cool for me. That was cool for me. But we own us.
Right.
And unfortunately, a lot of people, and especially young women, don't realize that I'm in charge.
Right.
I'm in charge.
Absolutely.
You know, that's it. What are we going to tell them? Take charge of your life.
Right.
Own it.
Own it.
And I tell people, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
This pride thing.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want you to think badly of me, or you're going to think less of me. And I'm going, no. If you need help, if you don't ask for it, how you going to get it?
I think it's more, you know, for me, like, I was the type where I just didn't want people in my business. And then I just was raised with my mother saying, you know, if you don't got a plate, if you don't got food to eat, nobody don't got to know that. Or if you don't got new clothes, nobody don't got to know that. You look good. You walk with your head held high. So I was always that type that kept things to myself and just struggled on my own.
You know, and that was the old way of thinking, that if you're hungry, you don't ask for food. But if you hungry...
Now I'm, baby. Okay, I've been in jail 9 years. Excuse me, I'm going.
I need
a barbecue? All right, I'm there. Cousin Peter, cousin something.
There you go.
Even if I don't know you, hey, cousin Jim. Okay, Sally. something.
You know, so I'm not saying that family, but actually friends are good too.
Yeah.
Because there are people who may not be your relative, but who have your back.
Yeah.
You know, and I used to question that, what's in it for you? Why are you doing that for me?
Yeah.
And this, let me think about this. And then I realized, dummy,
That was my thinking.
what's wrong with you? Somebody said, let me help you, and you saying, let me think about it? When you know you need it?
Right.
What's wrong with you?
Right.
You prayed for help. God sent you to help, and you saying, let me think about this for a minute.
It's always like that, you know?
I'm hoping that maybe we could grow up a little bit. You know, it's like I live where I live now for 40 years. You know, more years, and I said I was never going to move. And my friend, once I found that apartment, I said, I ain't never moving.
Really?
And I'm not going to move.
Change is good.
For what?
Everything.
No, the rent's reasonable.
Change is good.
The rent's reasonable. I love the location. Why am I going?
Okay.
Why am I buying a house? I don't have any children to leave it to.
Okay.
I'm going to be 65 this month. I'm staying where I'm at.
If that's what works for you.
You know. And I've made it so that my family can't move in anymore. Because they kept coming. They kept coming because it was away from everything, but not far away from everything. So they would just show up. Hi, how you doing? And stay.
Right. Never leave.
And stay. And stay. And stay. So I gave away all my furniture. I sure did. I gave away all my furniture. I didn't just throw it away. I gave it to people who needed it.
Right.
You need a bedroom set? Here you go. You need a living room set? Here you go. You need a couch? Here you go. Take that. And I have a chair. No, actually, I have 2 chairs now. And that's it. And my bed.
Okay.
And my music. And because people were robbing me too.
Oh.
You know, you come in my house and I'm helping you out and you stealing from me.
Yeah, it's horrible.
You know, so I said, well, I don't have anything now. So now I said, if a robber comes in now, because I was burglarized a couple of times, they're going to sit and wait for me to come home and beat me up because I'm poor.
Oh, Jesus.
Because I said, I don't have anything and I'm not buying anything for you to take.
Right.
I mean, one time they robbed me, I was going on vacation. So I packed early. They just came in and took the suitcases. I was like, they took my suitcases, my passport, everything.
You need a better door.
No,
a metal door.
No, they came in through the window. And I had the gates up to the window, and I kept saying, nobody could get in here, blah, blah, blah. Well, how about they cut the hinges off the gate and just came? And I was like, wow, I wouldn't even, because we're not crooks. We don't think that way, you know. So now if I'm going away, I pack like 20 minutes before I'm leaving, because you're never going to get my suitcases full again.
This is crazy.
So I'm saying it, and I still stayed there. And I said, okay, I'm good. I'm good. Now I have nothing, so you can come in, and they look around. Maybe they'll stay and help and give me something.
Right.
Because the last burglars ate. They had lunch in my house. They knew my schedule that well.
That's crazy.
So my thing is,
you speak to.
I don't know who it was. You know, I know one time it was my housekeeper. You know, and
it's always somebody close.
It was my housekeeper. He had keys. I went to Colorado, to Denver, and I came home and everything was gone. My neighbors thought I moved.
Crazy.
And I was like,
so nobody saw your furniture just being packed up.
Well, we thought you was moving. And I said, and you didn't think I would say bye?
Right.
So I tracked them down. Because I was like, I don't believe this. I paid you. I helped you. And
it's horrible.
And his mother said, you tempted the devil. I said, he was in a homeless shelter. I said, nobody should be in a homeless shelter. So I said, let him stay in my living room. I said, and I paid him. I said, and any money that he got from public assistance, I put in the bank for him so that he could get his own spot. I said, and he paid me back by robbing me. I said, so guess what? He can be in a homeless shelter. He could be on the street.
Yeah, that's that rottenness in the core.
And unfortunately, well, you knew he was on drugs. No, I didn't. How would I know that? He was, but I didn't know. You know, and when I found him, because I went and found him for the police, I did their job. I'm tracking him down, and they told me that it wasn't a priority. I said, but he robbed me.
Right.
And burglary is not a priority. And they said it wasn't burglary because he had keys. System.
Yeah.
Sometimes
they tweak it to work for themselves. Just because he had keys, that doesn't mean you gave him permission to take all of your furniture.
You took everything.
It's crazy.
I called my mother and said, you know, babe, he can leave me out. And she was like,
Go
it's
get a blow
okay.
up.
She said,
For the
it's
night.
okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
She said, you can sleep on the floor. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Don't get all crazy about it because it's just stuff.
That's right.
You know,
It can be
so
replaced.
it's just stuff. And a lot of people kind of get into stuff. I don't really care about too much stuff. You know, I want to be happy, and I love laughing. And that makes you richer.
Yeah.
And actually, your body likes it better.
Right.
Because some of this stuff is kind of dangerous now. I'm hearing everybody is addicted to all of this stuff now. I'm addicted to social media, and I'm addicted.
Yeah,
So,
no.
Hilda, you don't go on Facebook, and I'm going, I do every now and then when I remember.
I don't.
I do every now and then. You know, but I don't answer all that. I can't. Who has? You don't have a life if you spending it on social media.
Yeah.
What are you doing in real life? Because I see people are taking pictures of their food and showing it to. I'm getting ready to eat this, and I said, do I really care? And somebody said, well, you could get it. I said, I'll send you an email. Some people say I don't want email. You could go on Facebook. I said, but don't the whole world go on Facebook too? I don't really understand how it works. So if I post something, is it just my friends that see it, or is it public? Or I don't know all of that. So I said,
I don't have one. I don't know.
Rather than do all of that,
I got Gmail, and
there
my
you
cousin
go.
did that for me.
And I have Gmail, I have Yahoo, and I used to have AOL. But that's just because it's easier sometimes than regular mail. Because snail mail sometimes is. The post office lately has been problematic.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they caught the lady stealing $20 from the post office is not what it used to be. My father worked for the post office, so and my sisters worked for the post office, and I had relatives who worked for the post office, and they were dedicated postal workers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now they crooks in the post office, and I'm saying
they all get high. That's why they passing the drug test.
Howard, I don't
Everybody loves weed, and they trying to pass the laws.
They're going to make it legal here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're going to make it legal. But basically, nobody new is going to start smoking it because it's legal. Those that are smoking it now are just going to continue smoking it. And I don't think it's the weed that's doing it. I really don't think that it's the weed that's doing it. The weed is not making the crooks. It's not. It's not. The crooks are already crooks, and that's just an excuse.
It's just making them more dumb.
Unfortunately, yeah, they take away
They
brain power.
can't think things through. They want to rob it. I'm going to walk in there and rob it. No.
And that's why we haven't put a value on human life.
Yeah.
We have to upgrade how people think about our lives.
And decision making.
You know, one step at a time. And it doesn't happen overnight. You know, and I keep saying, we have to link up with this one. We have to link up with that one. But everybody wants their own fiefdom. So I'm not going to link with you because who's going to be in charge then?
Right.
Me or you?
Right. Right.
You know, and I don't really care who's in charge as long as we get things done.
Right.
You know, let me pay it forward.
Right.
Let me pay. I'm paying it forward. Every time I do something, I'm paying it forward. Because they tell you don't pay back anymore. Well, I'd like some people to pay me back, though.
Right.
You know, I've lent people things. I really would like them to pay me back. I don't want you to pay it forward. I want you to pay it to me. You know, because if you say let me borrow, that's one. If you say gimme, then I have a choice.
Yeah.
If you say lend me, then that means you're gonna pay me back.
I don't know. My little sister always saying, "Let me borrow this. I give it to her," and I know I'm not getting.
No. Sisters and brothers.
They not exempt.
No, sisters and brothers are the ones who are going to get you first.
Yeah.
They're going to get you first because you love them, you know. But I also know where they live.
Jesus Christ.
And I know where you live. Why would you take from me when you know what I don't?
That's how I get my blessings.
They think I'm rich. They really do. You know why? Because I don't borrow. And I don't borrow because I don't want to pay back. So if I don't borrow from you, then I don't never have to pay you back. I borrow from institutions who make me pay back.
Right.
Okay. So if I owe the bank, they coming after me.
Right.
You know, but if I borrow from you, and I actually borrowed something, I borrowed $20 from a lady on my job once, and I told her, I forget stuff. I said, so when we get paid, if I don't remember, please don't
let me know, right?
Please don't feel. And you know, she let 2 pay periods go by, and then she said,
looking at you crazy.
And I said, didn't I tell you that I don't remember stuff? She said, well, you should remember if you borrowed something. I said, I don't remember stuff.
Right.
Here's your money. I'm so sorry.
Right.
And I will never borrow from anybody again because the bank would have sent me a letter. You owe us plus interest.
Interest, right.
So that's why I'm not saying that I don't borrow. I just don't borrow from people. And now I've learned to say no in many languages.
Really?
No, nine, yits. And I can.
Okay.
If I don't have it, I'm not going to make a sacrifice for you. I mean, I had somebody who, her daughter had chicken pox. So she had to stay home. The daughter was 2, and she had chicken pox at 2. I've heard it's not an easy thing to deal with. So she stayed home with her daughter, but she couldn't pay her rent because she wasn't going to leave without pay. So I lent her the rent money. I'm still waiting for her to pay me back. Her daughter's 28 now.
That's all right. She needed it.
And she said, but if she hadn't lied about it, I would have a problem. Because I had said I didn't have it, so I took out a loan. So I went to the bank and I took out a loan and I paid her rent. And I said, you have to pay them back because I didn't have it. And they're charging 24% interest on it, but I'm lending you this because you don't want to be out in the street. You know, she said, I said, I got a letter from them and they said that no payment was made. Oh, I paid them. I said, give me the receipt then. Let me go and let them know.
Yeah.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. You paid nothing back.
Yeah. It's horrible.
And my thing is, you're going to have to deal with this later. Because I said, I will get more money. Even though I talk about my pension being not wonderful, it's just not what I thought it was going to be.
Absolutely.
We thought it was going to be a lot more. It wasn't. But that's okay. And I have people who know how long this has been going. And I said, did she pay you back anything? I said, no attention. You know, but do you stop helping people?
No. That's how you get your blessings. You don't want to block it.
You know, so I help people in other ways, not monetarily.
Right. Absolutely.
Because actually the information that I have is worth more than the money.
Right.
Because then you can get your own money.
Yes.
You can get your own money. Because they were saying, the jobs that you send out are for real. Well, why would I send you for fake?
Right.
You know, the people are getting hired.
Yeah.
Because I want you paying taxes.
That's
And I
right.
want you paying FICA. You hear them talking about taking away Social Security. The Social Security going to be gone in 2034.
Really?
Because everybody's in jail. They're not paying FICA. I need you to pay FICA. Get a real job paying decent money and paying FICA. That's the system.
Okay.
And I'm very happy with that. Here, as many jobs, as many people, and they go and they pay decent. I said, yeah, make decent money because you do a budget. So if you did a budget, why would I send you someplace where you're not going to make enough money to meet your financial obligations?
Right.
Why?
And the cost of living in New York is so expensive.
Yes, yes. And it's going up, up, up. It's really going to, and it's going to get worse. Because now they're talking about congestive pricing. So if you drive into Manhattan, you're going to have to pay a toll. Yep. I sent letters to everybody telling them I don't want to have to pay that toll because I can't take the train. No, I live at Woodlawn. Up 2 flights of stairs, carrying my walker. Hello. And they're doing 15 more stations to make them accessible. Woodlawn is not one of those stations.
Right.
So I can't get up the stairs to get to the train. In order to get to an accessible train, I have to take some kind of transportation to get there. Now you want to charge me toll to get into Manhattan when I can't do public transportation? No, you better make me an ambulance.
I know, that's
Or an ambulance or an emergency vehicle or something. Because now the governor is now talking about it again. See, he just won the primary, so now he's saying, oh, we're going to do, in order to fix MTA, we're going to do this congestive pricing. Not me. And every disabled person better be screaming from the rafters. You make the trains accessible. You make public transportation accessible for all of us. Because I used to love the trains. I mean, I tell you, I used to sleep on the trains. I had dates on the train. That's right. I had me and my boyfriend would ride the trains up and back, up and back, up and back. Because we had no money to do nothing else. So you had 35 cents. You could get on the train and ride all day.
35 cents?
Back in the olden days. I'm way older than you. I keep telling you.
You look good. What you drinking? What is you eating? Okay.
You know what I'm saying? No.
Yeah.
It's just, that was a lot of money back then. 35 cents.
Yeah.
I cried my freshman year because I had an extra day at school and I needed 70 cents more a week to get to the class. That was a lot of money. So hang out on the trains. And you meet interesting people. But, well, now you be afraid.
Right.
Be afraid. It's not the same world. Although everybody is not bad.
Yeah.
It's just not the same world
There's
anymore.
just more crazies
The
out
thought,
there.
well, actually, I think it's just more advertised. It's more out there now because because immediately when something happens, you see it on TV. You people whipping out their cameras, although I'm not fast enough yet. I mean, when I was arguing with that court officer about parking, why didn't I whip out my camera and take a picture of her threatening me? I was so mad at myself.
That would have been her job right there.
I was so mad at myself too. I said, "Stupid! You didn't even come up to the Times and say, I got you on video, witch."
Right.
You know, I just said, go ahead and do it.
Right.
You know, and nobody with me did it either because I was with people and they didn't whip out their cameras either. I would have. Now I'm ready.
Right.
Now I know. But then I don't know how to get it off the camera. I don't know how to get it off the phone. I'm working on. See, I told you I really don't know. And so I'm not into that.
Me either.
Okay, so you have to have a tablet. You have a tablet yet?
No.
You have to have a tablet so that you can, because you can apply for a lot of jobs.
Okay.
They tell me that you can do that on your phone too, but I haven't.
I done it. That's how I got an interview with Uber. But I don't really know what I'm doing.
Okay. Grand Army Plaza Library will help you with that too. But Uber, you want to drive around?
Yeah, I need money. Driving is money.
I thought Uber you had to have your own vehicle, or do they lease?
No, you need a vehicle, but you could get your license through them. So
your livery license or your driver's license?
Livery license.
Okay, okay. And that would be local or?
I didn't go to the interview, so I really can't
Uber
answer
and
these
Lyft?
questions. And Lyft, yeah.
Okay. That's different. That's different. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to share whatever job orders come my way, because a lot of them are coming.
Okay.
You know, and you can apply for those and then talk to the audience and say, I'm Dayna Donovan. Camera's over there.
Okay, my name is Dayna Donovan, and
what is it that you want to do?
What I would like to do is, what I have a burning desire for is, you know, helping young ladies that's involved in domestic violence, participating in gang activities, or just, you know, living that crazy lifestyle. I would just love to, you know, talk to you and help you seek other measures, because this is not the way to go. It's false pretenses. It's nothing positive. You get nothing but negativity from it. So take my advice. Go the right way.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank you for coming.
Yes.
Thank you. Sharing. You know, if more people shared, less people would be stepping.
Because if I saw this show, I would have been like, what? Okay, I'm going. Time to go. Jail? No.
Okay. And to my audience, I want to say, we're going to keep doing it. I want to thank you for choosing In My Shoes. I'm Hilda Kathy Broady, your host. Stay well. See you next week.
Yeah, M.Y.S got a message for you. I've been less offended by the boxers or the sagging pants in our community. I got a song for you. Check it out. Here we go. Come on.
Pull your pants up. 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 Pull your pants up.
Yeah.
It's the new style.
Come on, Colette, talk to me.
Say, Mr. Harris, sagging jeans is an epidemic.
That's right.
One that I've never been a fan of. And I can't stand how these young men, they sagging, they dragging. Come on, pull your pants up. And I know us girls, we in the wrong for not putting these fellas on.
You got the power.
But I'm offended by boxers. And I think that we all should be.
Come on, help me.
Pull your pants up.
an epidemic. Sagging jeans and sweatpants is how I'm living. Need to set the example to make the future right. So hey, our message when we hit you with the chair. Right?
Pull your pants up, pull your pants up.
I know you heard your belt say. You know your belt was talking to you this morning. Said, come on, just take me with you. I just wanna help you all day, keep your pants up.